Ta-da! Okay, there was a message on the screen, so I was like, what the heck, this is my first time going live. I also was trying to go live horizontally, and apparently you can't do that. I don't know, from your phone. Yeah, so in today's live, we're going to be making rice paper roll-ups or summer rolls. I don't really know what to call them, but we're using rice paper and we're gonna chock it full of some good stuff and roll it up and make them. So I've prepped a bunch of my ingredients, and actually I wonder if I can, no, that's probably goes the other way. I don't want this to be vertical live, y'all, but oh well, I guess. Okay, so I've prepped a bunch of ingredients. I have rice. I've already soaked it and drained it. I have my rice paper. I have grated some carrots and my cucumber I have to cut up. I have some garlic here. And then I also have a bag of coleslaw mix. So basically it's just shredded cabbage with some carrots in it too. And I also have my tofu here. It is, what is it called? It is firm, not extra firm. So we're going to be using that today. I also have all of my ingredients for my sauce that we're going to be making to go with it. So to start, I'm going to be turning on both of my pans, one for rice and one for the tofu. Just gonna turn them on to like medium. The tofu I want around medium, and then the rice I have a double burner. It's really hot, so I just put it at level 2, which is very hot for that burner. So I'm trying to figure out all these different tools, y'all. Okay, anyways, so let's cut up our tofu. What I'm gonna do is I like to cut my tofu into strips. So I'm gonna go this way, and then I'm gonna cut it this way into strips to fry them. So this one is extra firm, like I said. All I do, I freeze all my tofu, and then when I need it, I defrost it, and I just literally squeeze it with my hands over the sink to get as much water as I can out. With the firm, you have to be a little bit more careful because you can literally just like destroy the poor block of tofu if you squeeze it too hard. So I'm going to slice it into decently thin, if you can see it, decently thin slices, because as well with the firm, you can't slice it too thin or else it's literally going to just fall apart, which is also okay because we need to cut it up smaller anyways. So hello. I'm going to fry it, I want it to be in like the slices because it's faster, it's easier, just fry the slice and then take it off and chop it up smaller than actually just chopping it all up in small pieces and frying it like that. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm lazy, I don't know. That's just the way I do it. I think it is faster that way. Just slice it up and throw it on the, well, it's a grill pan. I also like using the grill pan because I find the tofu doesn't stick as much, but again, that might just be my pans. So yeah, if you're just joining, we're making rice paper wraps or roll-ups, like a summer roll in rice paper. So I'm gonna check if our pan is hot. Well, neither of them are hot yet, y'all. So we're just gonna set aside our tofu, and I'll show you guys what I have. All my little slices of tofu. And I need to cut up cucumber, so I like to put cucumber slices in my wrap roll-ups whatever you want to call them, as well. So I have my grated carrot. That's what I'm going to put in. And then instead of grating, because I find the cucumber is so wet, if you grate it, it's just like kind of sloppy and wet, and it's not that good. So I like to just slice my cucumber. So I'm going to go in half, and then I'm just going to do strips. Actually, I'm going to cut it in half again this way, because I want the strips to be like not too long, obviously. But I guess depending on how long you make your wraps, you could leave them that length, really. And then I'm just going to slice them down the side. I think these are way too thick though. I mean, it is up to you, but I like them more like this. How it's just little. So I'm gonna cut these a little bit more. The only thing I will say with doing cucumber is if you leave it, like once I'm gonna put them back in to fry the outside a little bit, the cucumber can get a little bit like hot and warm, and if you like really don't like the texture of warm cucumber, maybe leave it out. I don't know. I don't care. Or if you just eat them cold, that's fine too. I don't like crab actually, but I also don't eat crab, so there's that. So I'm just gonna keep slicing up my cucumber. And I'm going to check my pans. Okay, so they're feeling pretty hot, so I'm gonna put some oil. Usually with rice, I like to use coconut oil. I don't know why I do, but for the tofu, we're gonna be using olive oil. And I don't know if this is a Canadian, whatever, Aurora extra virgin olive oil. I think I got it from like No Frills or something like that. So I'm going to be a little bit generous with the oil for the tofu because I don't want it sticking to the pan. And for the rice, honestly, I don't even know if you need to put oil if you're cooking rice in a pan like I do, but I don't really put that much, like maybe a tablespoon, not even. And this one I have is Compliments, also a Canadian brand from Freshco. I don't know if it's Canadian Coke, obviously not. Okay, so we're just gonna let the oil get hot and finish up prepping our cucumbers. Obviously use as much or as little cucumbers as you want. You could also probably use other vegetables that you like if you like them in wraps, like peppers, or well, peppers actually would be really good. But I have not tried that before. Alrighty, I think I actually have like way too much cucumber, so we're just gonna snack on it. A good way to judge if your pan is indeed hot enough is that when you move the oil around, it literally just goes slipping and sliding everywhere. If your pan is too cold, the oil will be like really slow to drizzle down the sides. But our pan is looking hot, so we're gonna put the tofu in the grill pan first. Here, I'll move you, hopefully I go the right way. Nope. You're gonna watch me. For my tofu slices. Oh my gosh, you guys. I cut the perfect amount of pieces that fit in the pan. Woo-hoo. So we're gonna let that cook for a few minutes and we're gonna flip them. But the rice pan is hot too. So I'm gonna put, I'm sorry, that's the last thing I'm eating until we're done. So like I said, I have basmati rice. I rinsed it, I soaked it for like 10-ish minutes, and then I just drained all of the water out of it. So I'm gonna go put it in the pan, the other pan with some oil in it now. So I only have half a cup there. Normally I would make a whole cup, but I find I don't tend to use all of the rice, or I end up putting like way too much rice in the wraps, and then it's just like too much rice and not enough of everything else. So what we can do next, because the rice will fry for a couple minutes, I'll stir it every like 1 or 2 minutes, and then once it's kind of like almost crispy but not crispy, I'm gonna add in the water and put a lid on it and turn it down. So until then, we'll finish prepping our other ingredients. So I have my garlic press here, and I'm going to press my 3 cloves. So this is in preparation for our sauce. So the sauce that I'm making is called, I don't really call it anything. It's like a peanut, it's a peanut sesame sauce. Damn it. So, we're going to, what I like to do is put everything in a Tupperware that has a lid, and then like a good lid, and then you just shake it all at the end and it blends together so creamy, so nicely. So what I'm going to do is just mince my garlic, my 3 cloves, into the Tupperware container. Ta-da! And check on the rice. Okay, it's crispy, y'all, so I'm gonna add in my water. So with this rice, it's half a cup and then 1 cup. So 1 rice to 2 water. And I'm gonna add in a little bit of salt. And since it's already boiling, because we don't have much in there, I'm gonna put the lid on and turn it to the lowest possible heat. And set the timer for 10 minutes. Now, normally, if you have 1 cup and 2 cups of water, it's going to take a couple minutes to start like little bubbles popping up in the rice. So you actually have to stand there and like watch it till you see little bubbles. Then you put the lid on and turn it down. But because we had so little water, and the pan was very hot. We're boiling already. Okay. So one of the ways that I know the tofu is ready to be flipped as well is you can kind of see around the edges of the tofu pieces, the oil has started to like almost brown them a little bit. That's usually my cue to flip the tofu, but I'm gonna kind of peek and see how the tofu is cooking so far. Okay, that's a no. So we're gonna continue and make our sesame peanut sauce. So next up we have tahini. This is the one I'm using. I don't know if it's mirrored in your guys' thing, so if you have any questions, just ask me. Also, got this from FreshCo. Now with sauces, I'm kind of like whatever. If it's a little overflowing, if it's not a big deal to me. So I'm not gonna like, I have a tablespoon, but I'm not going to like properly measure. So we're gonna be doing just, it might be a little overflowing, but that's okay. And I'm not gonna be scraping it out or anything like that. Luckily my tahini that I have is like very liquidy, which some I know isn't. It's more thick and less oily, so obviously that's going to be a little bit like you might actually have to use a knife or something to measure with. Okay, there is 3. I think I'm done with my knife, so wouldn't recommend using a knife to scrape out anything with, but yeah, no, that's what I'm doing. Okay, next we have rice vinegar. Let's put that over there so we don't get confused. We want to make sure you don't accidentally double things. We need 3 tablespoons of rice vinegar. This is the one I'm using, also from FreshCo. I don't know where else they sell it, I don't know. But if I didn't mention, this is a gluten-free and vegan recipe. I mean, obviously, you probably couldn't add gluten in here anyways if you wanted to, but you could swap the tofu if that was what you wanted to do. But 3 tablespoons. Also, if you're not used to like multitasking in the kitchen, I probably wouldn't recommend doing it this way because you could definitely, you know, like burn your rice or burn your tofu or something of the sort. But I've made this recipe so many times that and plus timers, use your timers, okay y'all, that will be helpful. Next up we have nut butter, so you can use whatever kind of nut butter you want. I like to use peanut butter, hence why I call it peanut butter sesame sauce. So you can use almond butter, sesame, well it's kind of already what tahini is, but any kind of other nut butter you want if you don't like peanut butter. And we're gonna do 2 tablespoons. My peanut butter is like pretty runny because I just opened it. It is an all natural peanut butter, so meaning there's no sugar, no added, nothing. It's literally just peanuts. So it's pretty oily, and since it's straight from the cupboard, it's very liquidy. 2 tablespoons, and I literally just stirred it too, because this kind as well, the oil will just stay at the top if you don't stir it. Okie dokie. That's 2. Okay. I'm going to check on our tofu again, y'all. Okay, it's looking pretty good. I might have to use like a spatula or something because it's sticking a little bit, but that's okay. The firm tofu is more liquidy, so I find it does stick a little bit more. But it probably depends on the pan you're using or whatever. So I'm gonna try and attempt to flip all of them with my fork. Oh my gosh. Okay, these actually are not sticking that much. Oh my god. Okay, boring part's over. I'm gonna turn the pan down a little bit because it's a little bit hot. So we're gonna continue on making our dressing, sauce, whatever you want to call it. I actually have put up a short with this recipe in it if you want the written out whatever, but after I post this I'll probably put it in the description anyways. So our next ingredient is maple syrup. Today we have Compliments maple syrup. Again, Fresh Coat, Canadian brand. Actually, I think it's Sobeys is what Compliments is from. This is a very dark one, but you can use whatever maple syrup, just not pancake syrup. Okay, y'all? If you are not from Canada, please do not be using pancake syrup in place when recipes say maple syrup, okay? So we need 2 tablespoons. Oh my god, it's raining outside, guys. Okie dokie. You could also probably sub in agave instead if you want that. Okay, soy sauce or tamari. So tamari is gluten-free. I found a gluten-free, of course, Compliments. Guys, what would you expect? Would you expect less from me? It is actually gluten-free, certified by the Canadian Celiac Association. Okay, so I always buy this one. It is less expensive as well. I think the VH one is gluten-free too, but it's more expensive. So I don't mind this one. I think it's great. I don't know, the same, like, I don't know any difference. So we need 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, gluten-free soy sauce or tamari. Three. Okay. Good. And then we have our garlic and ginger. So it says to zest a little small piece of ginger. However, I don't have any ginger. So what I normally do is just grab my trusty dusty ground ginger and put a, oh, there's our rice. And put a good amount in there. But let's check on our rice to see if it's done. Oh my god, it's sticking. our rice is done. Pro tip, if you have a pan where the bottom is kind of like, if you turn the burner off, but the rice or whatever will start to like stick to the bottom because it's so hot still, I always just remove from the burner and just pop it right into the empty off oven. That way no more heat is coming from the bottom, and I find it doesn't stick, which is a good thing for rice. Obviously you don't want it to all stick on the bottom. So that was good after 10 minutes. Normally when I make the full 1 cup of rice, it's more like 12 minutes, and then I shut it off and I can put it in the oven for a few minutes and it's like perfect fluffy rice. So next we need, okay, so we have our tahini, rice vinegar, nut butter, maple syrup, soy sauce, garlic's already in there, our ginger. Okay, so I'm just literally gonna generously, I don't know, you could probably, if you want to measure it, do like an 1/8. I don't know if I would do a 1/4, that might be a little much. And then, or a small piece of fresh ginger zested into it is fine too. And then chili flakes. That's actually an ingredient that I forgot to grab out, but it's fine. So we have our red pepper, crushed red pepper flakes, chili flakes, whatever, same thing. If you like spicy, 1/4 teaspoon. If you do not like spicy, like me, oh, that might have been too much. No, I'm just kidding. You know, just a dash. And then our last ingredient is sesame oil. So I actually have, this is from a local oil place here in St. Catharines, and it is toasted sesame oil. It is so high quality and so delicious. Oh, the place is called Delaterra, in case y'all wanted to know. You can use, I have just whatever sesame oil, doesn't have to be toasted or whatever, from the store that you can find. And we're gonna do 2 teaspoons, but since I don't like making extra utensils dirty, and we already have 2 dirty tablespoons, a tablespoon is about 3 teaspoons. So 2 teaspoons out of 3 would be like 2/3 full, or like half a tablespoon maybe. So we're gonna do like half a tablespoon ish, 2/3 of a tablespoon. Like I said, it's just a sauce, so if you like it more sesame or more whatever sweet, you can do that. So that is all of our ingredients into, look at how nasty that looks, y'all. Disgusting. So instead of being, you know, having using a fork or something like that, I literally just pop the lid on. And also this works way better. It makes it so much more creamier and nice. I don't know why, but we just shake it. And I have not smooth but crunchy peanut butter, and I was kind of tempted. I think I used the crunchy peanut butter last time. Actually, it was really good. So shake the life out of it, and then you're gonna end up with a nice, beautiful, can y'all see it? A nice, is this gonna go the wrong way? Yes. A nice, beautiful, creamy dressing. Imagine I just dumped that everywhere. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here because we're gonna put it inside. So I wanna make sure all of my toppings and everything are reachable, accessible. I moved this so far. Oh, shoot. What are you making? I am making summer rolls or rice paper roll up, wraps, whichever you want to call it. And I didn't open this yet, so hold on. I'm sure the tofu is done, so you know what? Let's just double check the tofu because, oh yeah. I'm gonna put my pan all the way down to low, like very low, because I just want it to sit there and stay warm while we assemble everything here. So I'm gonna grab up all of my tofu off of the pan. Okay, tofu is done. Dun, dun, dun. Look how hot it is. Now it's a little bit dangerous because I gotta cut this up smaller to put it in wraps. So we're just gonna try and let this cool a little bit so we don't burn ourselves when we're cutting it up. So in that time, we can make sure we have everything else ready. Open up our coleslaw. You know what? Coleslaw smells actually horrible, y'all, but it's delicious. It's really good for you. Okay, cabbage, really good for you. So I'm gonna just quickly put away some of our fridge ingredients. And pop all of these items that we are done with into the sink. Oh wait, I need the cutting board still. I always do this, I swear, every time I put the cutting board away and then I'm like, oh yeah, I need to cut up my tofu. Why did I do that? Okay, y'all, are you ready for assembly? We're gonna assemble the wraps now. Well, we're gonna start the assembly process because our tofu is still kind of hot. So what I'm going to do is I need 3 plates. I know it seems excessive, but 3 plates. 1, we're gonna put water on. Another, we're gonna do the rolling and wrapping, and then the 3rd plate, actually, I don't know, maybe I don't need the 3rd plate, I don't know, whatever. We'll use it to eat off of if I don't actually, if I overestimate it. Okay, so I'll show y'all in case you missed it. These are the rice paper sheets I'm using. So I don't even know if they say gluten-free or anything like that, but they're just tapioca starch, rice, water, and salt. And maybe this will help. No, fresh rolls, Vietnamese, spring roll, I don't know. So to use these, you need to soak them in water for a few seconds, and then they become pliable and you can roll them up and do whatever you want with them. So I'm gonna put, I don't even remember, 1 or 2 cups like on my plate of water. I know it seems like a lot, but the better it is to like get it fully submerged and really soak it is going, okay, that's gonna be a lot. So maybe not 2 cups of water. Okay, we can retrieve our rice from the oven. Oh my pan is so heavy, y'all. Okay, be careful. If you put it in there and it's hot, it will be hot even if the oven is off. Okay, time. Actually, you know what we need to do? Cut up the tofu. So you literally just cut it up however you want. There's no right or wrong way. If you want strips, if you want little tiny chunks, whatever. I just cut them in strips like this. Ta-da! Good enough. Whatever floats your boat, you know? And like I said, you can eat these cold too if you want. If I were to eat them cold, I probably would just cook the tofu beforehand and let it actually get cold, and then make the wraps so they just stay cold, like, and let the rice cool down and then just stay cold from the get-go. I would not be wrapping them up hot at all. And I definitely would not be putting them back in the pan, okay? Okay, tofu is cut and done. So actually, we can get rid of this now. Okay, get it out of the way because honestly, it's taking up too much room. Okay, so assembly time. We're going to take one of our rice papers. We're going to submerge it into the water all the way. So, oh shoot, I think I put too much water, y'all. But anyways, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. I think this is backwards because it's mirrored. Okay, so I'm just like rotating it. In my view, the chat is covering it. Oh, why did my camera do that? Why? Did it turn off? Oh, I don't know. It's my gimbal, y'all. I'm using the, what are you called? DJI gimbal. I don't know what just happened. It's not. I'm not in any states. I'm in Canada, in Ontario. Okay, so it's getting, like, as you can see, it's getting very wobbly, so because I was distracted, but I'm just gonna put it on the plate, and I'm gonna put some rice in it first. Now, put as much or as little rice as you want. It just depends on you if you like more rice. I do find if you put too much rice, it's kind of like loses the flavor because the rice is not flavorful. So we're gonna do rice. I wish this thing, maybe it's shut off. Oh my God. Okay, just kidding. It's alive. It's alive. Okay, anyways, rice. A little spoonful, and then I usually, this is just, doesn't even matter, but I like to do like 2 to 3 little strippies and then 3 rows. So 2, 2, 2, or 3, 3, 3, whatever you want to do. If you want jam-packed with tofu, do that. If you don't, do that. I also like to, because the cucumbers get warm and everything from putting them back in the pan, I like to tuck them in the middle so then they don't actually touch the pan. So I'm just gonna do 3 little strips of cucumber, and then we're gonna put our sauce. Oh, I didn't grab a spoon. We grab our delicious peanut sesame sauce, and then I just take a big old scoop and drizzle it all along there, just one, and then we'll have extra leftover for dipping, which I like to do. Okay, now we're gonna put our grated carrot, and there's our grated carrot. And I just do like I mean, again, up to you. I like to put quite a bit of carrot, but since I literally only have 1 carrot to grate, I don't want to put like too much carrot. And then our cabbage, our coleslaw mix, of course, we're going to put a good I wouldn't say handful. I'm gonna put some in there. Then we're gonna roll it, y'all. So by now, it might be a little bit actually past the time where this is gonna be that easy, but I'm gonna roll in each edge first. And then, oh man, I waited too long. This is gonna be difficult. The longer you wait, the stickier the rice paper gets, and then it becomes, maybe you can see it if I pull back, and then it becomes harder to work with. Ta-da! So I'm gonna put it back in the pan that the tofu was in because there's a little bit of leftover oil, and they can sit there and get a little bit crispy. Remember, I turned it to the very lowest setting. If you want them like crispy, you can add more oil and like actually fry them, but I'm trying to be healthy with it, y'all. So we just do it, I just do it like that. And if y'all are curious where I am, it is 7:13 in the evening. It's kind of the huge time that I end up making dinner, or maybe later, I don't know. I'm kind of a slow cook, a slow person prepping food and all that, so normally, I wouldn't say normally, it depends on how you cut your tofu and everything, how much tofu you put in. I've made, I think, like 12, or maybe if I put more tofu, more like 9. So I could for sure eat like 3, maybe 4, and then Clay usually eats like 4 or 5. So they are pretty filling, so I like them for that reason as well. They're like a quick, actually they're not that quick. Oh, I'm lying that they're not that quick. They're a little bit easier like prep wise, and you don't really have to cook that much. So like if it's really hot out, for example, you're just using the stovetop, so it's kind of nice if you're looking to like not use the oven or have the stove on for like too long, because cooking up the rice and this is not that much. As well, you don't have to put them back in the pan. The tofu is hot, you can literally just roll them up and eat them like how I just had it before I put it. Oh, you know what else is really good in these? Green onions or chives, and also sesame seeds. So if you have green, oh no, green onions or chives, sesame seeds, stick them in here too. They're super delicious. There's another one. Ta-da! Oh, jeez. Very floppy. This part is where I find the most time consuming. Is literally just making these. Like, okay, I've been live for 43 minutes, and we're just, well, I mean, technically you could eat them like this, so could be a 30-minute or 45-minute meal, but if you want to put them back in the pan. But like I said, I'm slow. I'm not trying to rush, y'all. I'm trying to just I don't know, put some love into the meal. But also, I'm just tired, y'all. I'm tired. When I'm tired, the meals take longer. I'm sure if you cook, you can relate to that. Because, like, you're already tired. Who wants to, cooking takes a lot of energy, to be honest. Now that I mentioned putting in peppers, like red peppers, I think that would be so delicious to add in here. And like, if they got hot, they actually would be so good. And they wouldn't be like weird, and because, you know, cucumbers aren't supposed to be hot. Like, you don't cook cucumbers. Here, I'll see if I can, I don't know, the chat's covering it, so I don't know if y'all can even see this either. Wrapping up. Oh gosh. The nice thing about rice paper too is it sticks to itself. So if you can, I've literally like it came out. So it should, you know, just be able to stick to itself. And not open up and fall out all the ingredients of the inside. But I do notice if I leave them on the stove for too long, they actually get like too thin and then they start ripping if you're rolling them or rotating them on the pan. So you kind of have to be careful of that, but it does take some time before that actually happens. And this is something like, I don't know, I probably find like weird that I do. Oh, my thing turned off again. When I pull it out of the water, I like to like kind of like squeegee almost off the edges, because once you put it on your second plate, sometimes the leftover water will stay on the plate and then it just extra water and makes it extra wet. And then it makes it extremely hard to wrap up, or it just starts, I'm trying to remember what happens. It's really hard to wrap up, that's what I know. Okay, I'm gonna start putting more tofu in here because I already have 3. This is the 4th one. And I have like half a plate of tofu. Well, that block of tofu I think was like 500 grams, so it is gonna be more. It'll make more wraps. I'm getting so hungry, y'all. And if you really like the sauce, you could even put like a lot inside and then double it, put a bunch inside, and then still have a bunch left over to dip it. Oh man, I might have made this one too big. This is my problem. I've been making these too tall, and then that's why they're falling apart, because the rice paper is not even in the vicinity to stick to itself. Oh, my plate is still so dry. See, like, look how big this one is. The one end is opening. And then once I have some in here, after a while, I'll flip the first one. Maybe the second one too. Yeah, they're pretty crispy, so I'll just flip them over and make sure, you know, more than one side is getting a little bit crispy. And you know, these are really good cold too, like the next day. But for some reason I have this weird like paranoia because the rice is cold, even though like they got to room temperature and then I put them in the fridge and they've been in the fridge. I have a weird paranoia of like getting sick from eating the leftover because it's rice. I don't know. I know some people, you're supposed to reheat rice and to prevent like bacteria, but you can eat cold cooked rice too. But then I just start getting weird and paranoid and I'm like, I don't know what to do. Should I reheat it? I don't know. Alrighty. See what I'm talking about, guys? This is when I start getting annoyed that it's taking so long to roll these dang things up. Then I start just packing them super full. Like, get rid of all of these ingredients. I need to just sit and eat these, okay? I mean, If I was just cooking for myself, not gonna lie, I would most definitely just stop and eat and then continue after, because I'm getting hungry. I think, how many do I have? 4? So this will be 5. 7, that's not that many. I was thinking I could make 2 more. My carrots are dwindling, y'all. But I only had 1. That's big. Okay. We're gonna wrap it. And I try to wrap it fairly tight, but obviously not like too tight or you might rip it. Okay. Okay. Show you how much tofu I have left. That's what I'm thinking. I can just do 2. But like I said, if you pack them fuller, they're more filling. Therefore, you don't need to eat as many. And you don't have to be like, oh my god, I didn't make enough food. Because that is... You ever make a recipe and you're like, oh my god, I didn't make enough. And like, now what do I do? Because I'm so hungry and I ate all my dinner. Yeah. That's why we have dessert. Just kidding. But actually, I always like to eat some dessert after. I don't make dessert intentionally like that. You know, I feel like that's like a old school way of like they made dinner and the mom or whatever always had like something for after dinner, like dessert, like a loaf of some kind or muffins or something like that. I don't know where it started. If you know the history, let me know. But after a meal, sometimes I just want a little chocolate or just a bite of something, not a whole anything like that. I don't even think I'm gonna end up using all my rice, and I only made half a cup. But you know, rice doubles, so 1 whole cup. Okay, this is gonna be perfect, y'all. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I swear, I always have songs playing in my head. Especially when I'm doing stuff like this, where I'm just like mindless stuff, you know? You don't have to think, you're just doing. Okay, so when I get down to it, I'm going to try to use all of my remaining ingredients so we don't have to pack anything away. So try and use up all the carrots, all the cucumbers, obviously not the cabbage, which is fine. Oh man, like, how do you expect me really to wrap this? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm making these so massive and I can't even wrap them up properly. Like, do you see this? You guys see this? Those are my 2 edges. And I have to fold it over. It's, you know, it's similar to wrapping a burrito. That's how I feel about it. Tucking, rolling, very burrito-esque. Like, look at that. Look at that. Flip. Flip them. And you gotta watch. They will stick to each other in the pan. So make sure they're not touching each other if you're going to put them in the pan again. Ah. Oh my god. Roll it, roll it, roll it. I don't know. Maybe I'll have a... You know, I actually wasn't feeling very good earlier today, but after lunch seemed to turn around, so maybe I will have something later. A little chocolate, maybe. I had this yesterday. I tried for the first time, I made mug cakes, gluten-free vegan mug cakes, and I don't know why I have not tried this sooner, but they were so good. Chocolate, it was so simple, the recipe, and I was like, why have I not done this before? Because literally it was so fast. I mean, it took like 25 minutes in the oven, and they were like a quarter of the way filled of the mug. Of course, it was an oven safe mug. I'll show you guys. And I was like, dude, these took 25 minutes and it's like not even half a mug full of cake. Like, how does that even make sense? If I wanted to double it, like it might take like 45 minutes in the oven. Isn't that nuts? But it's supposed to be microwaved, so obviously you could just microwave, you know. But I don't have a microwave, so that's gonna be a no for me. Okay, last one, y'all. Last one. Let us wrap it, please. Please work for me. It's so full, so. Yes! Ta-da! Okay, we're gonna pop it in the pan. Check our other ones. Oh shoot. See, we do need our extra plate because I gotta pull these off. But be careful, y'all. They're hot as a mother. Okay. Ta-da! They're started to break a little bit because I had them in there for too long. They're all done. This is probably the most crispiest one. Yay. It's really hot though. Oh my god. Okay. Let me put this out of the way. Get our water plate. Oh gosh, it's stuck to the table. Okay. Out of here. Decide if this plate is good enough, it's not wet, so we can eat off of it. And then we can put away everything else that we are done with while those last ones are cooking. What do y'all like drinking with your dinner? Does it depend on what you're eating, or are you like, I'll just have anything? I usually just stick with water, but mostly I just drink water with everything, like, or any day, whatever. I don't usually venture outside of water, but I do like a nice Coca-Cola every now and then. Or you know what we really like? Sparkling water. Sparkling water is definitely highly recommend if you like bubblies, carbonated water, or just the carbonation, because sometimes I find I just want something carbonated in the bubbles. Carbonated water, y'all. It is the way to go. Okay, clean up our little mess. Have our sauce waiting for us to dip. And I will show you all. This is the mug I was talking about making mug cake with. So yeah, it was like to here, like it wasn't, once it was cooked, it was like not even halfway full, and I was like, that's like 4 spoonfuls of cake. But it was really good. I'll be posting the recipe on my shorts feed soon, probably Friday, maybe Saturday, because I don't know if I'm going to find the time to edit it. And our favorite sparkling water. Aha! I don't know if it's Canadian or anything, but this is our favorite brand, and this one is peach and honey. I do not think there's real honey in here, so that's why don't make no difference to me. So this sounds delicious, actually, with what we're having. What kind of, if you like sparkling water, are you like a bubbly, now I'm like thinking of Michael Bublé, bubbly, or yes, ahas, yes, wine? Oh, I'm not really a wine person, I have to say. A sweet white wine though, that, or a rosé, a sweet rosé, I could go with that. But for the most part, I'm like, I don't know, I don't even like wine, to be honest. But if you have a recommendation, let me know, because I like it sweet. I cannot do dry wine. It is like too much for me. Okay, let me check and see. Okay, I'll get my notebook out of the way. Check and see. Maybe roll these ones over. Oh no, we have a breakage. That's also the bad part about if you stuff them too full, they might just burst open on the pan, and then, you know, they're just falling out everywhere. So yes, you know what, these might be cool enough for me to give you guys a taste test. Like I said, I have posted this recipe as a short before, so if you go through my shorts feed, you can see peanut sesame sauce, or I think I called another one summer rolls, so you can see both, just the sauce being made, or the rice paper wrap roll-ups being made by separately. I don't know, I just, you know, it's extra content, okay? So sometimes I just post things separately because it's another piece of content, and some people don't want to see the sauce and making the wraps and everything, so I just like to do it separately, and it's quicker that way. Canned Basque wine spritzers, no sugar sweet. Ooh, I have not. That sounds really good. I do like a good spritzer, or what is it called? Like sparkling. You know, I had literally just gone to a Ticats game, so Hamilton Tiger Cats. We went on the weekend on Friday for my first time CFL game. So they actually had at least 2 options. Now I can't remember what the brand was. If it was something like Cold Water or something like that. But they had, I think both were sugar-free, but one was like stevia and the other one was like not as much. I can't remember. But the one that I got was like a raspberry lemonade type of, I don't know if it's a spritzer or like it was in a can, so I don't really think they're like a cooler. I don't know if like calling something a cooler is like so 2010 or whatever, but it was like that, like a vodka carbonated spritzer type of drink anyways. And then they had one that was like a peach. I kind of wish I tried the peach one because I think it had less ingredients, and I don't think it had stevia. I don't really like the taste of like artificial sweeteners, so that's just me. But I'm gonna have to look into that. Canned Basque wine spritzers. I'm going to, if I can, screenshot this. Well, this thing is... Nope. Am I still live? Did that just punt me off? Oh, okay, I'm still live. I accidentally closed my phone. I'm trying to freaking screenshot y'all. How do you screenshot? Is it the bottom one? I can't remember. I don't know, y'all. Okay, I don't know if I can screenshot. It's not seeming to work. Oh my god, my thing shut off. Please don't move. Okay. My DJI gimbal shut up, y'all. That's nice. Okay, so canned Basque wine spritzers. I'm just gonna write it down maybe, so then, because I can't seem to screenshot. I don't know, maybe you can't screenshot when you're live. I don't know. I couldn't seem to make myself go live horizontally either, only vertically, so I don't know. I wanted to post this as a video so you can come back and watch it, whatever, but my YouTube just automatically was like, turn your phone vertically, and then I was like, okay, and this is what we have. So canned, so I'm guessing it's like in a can, not actually called canned Basque wine spritzers. And I know you're in Ontario, so maybe I'll just have to look at a LCBO or maybe at the grocery store, something like that. I'll keep my eye open. I wish I could remember the brand that I had at the Ticats game, but it was actually really good, but it really just tasted like vodka and like stevia with a hint of like raspberry, and I was like, but super happy. The can literally said gluten-free on it, both of them, and I even asked her, like the girl that was serving the drinks, if I could like inspect the can to make sure it was gluten-free and vegan for me, and she was like, yeah, no problem. So Claire actually got a Arizona iced tea, a hard lemonade, no, hard Arizona iced tea. I don't know what they're called, spiked? I don't know. But basically it was Arizona iced tea, but it was like spiked with vodka, I think. I'm gonna turn this off now. And they're starting to burst open, y'all, so I'm gonna grab them for Clay. He can have these big monster ones. Okay, okay. Or wine, oh yeah, wine rack. Yes. Okay, I normally like, actually, okay, I would say I like Summersby's, they're really good, but they're really sweet. And, what is the other one? Oh, Growers is pretty good too. More like alcohol tasting and still pretty sweet. Like, those kind of ones, usually I can drink one and I'm like, or not even, they're huge cans. And I'm like, oh, like kind of like, ugh, like, it's like so sweet, I can't like keep drinking. But for like, since being gluten-free, I'm more hesitant to drink, period. Like, I'm always nervous something has gluten in it, like something was made out of gluten, like barley or whatever, the alcohol portion of it. But I am a fan of tequila in drinks. I don't think we have any. Oh yeah, we have some 1800. If I've read that if it is 100% agave on like the label, the ingredients, whatever, it should be gluten-free. And usually the higher quality tequila is. And then also I have this iceberg vodka. I've literally never seen it before, but when I was googling like in the store, we got this months and months ago. It's literally dusty. It literally says gluten-free on the bottle, and apparently like you can get vodka out of icebergs, so I didn't know that. But I'm hesitant around vodka because I know they should be made from potatoes, but like sometimes, y'all, I also stay away from like whiskeys, rums, anything like that. I'm like, So I like the canned things because they usually say gluten-free on the cans. Oh, there's one that's so good. I think it's called like Thornbury or something like that. I think it's local to Ontario, and it is the one that I really like. They have a couple flavors, but the one that I really like, and it's really hard to find, is like a blueberry. I tried it at a restaurant the first time I had it, and it's like a Thornbury, yeah, something like that. It's a blue can. They have green ones too. That's like an apple cider, but the blue one is like a blueberry, and it is so good. And I can never find it anywhere. But maybe I have to go to the liquor store. You know what? Like here, everything's so regulated. LCBO, like you have to go to the one place other than the grocery store or whatever. But in Alberta, y'all, there's private alcohol stores on every corner, and it's just so much easier to access like everything there to do with alcohol. But here it's like you have to go to LCBO. Yeah, so you can tell it's been years, but I'm still like whatever. I don't even drink, and I'm like whatever about it. Okay, so I think I will try one for you guys, and then I can show you the inside or whatever. But I'm gonna wash my hands first because being celiac, I just need to wash my hands all the time, especially right before I'm going to eat. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, if you can relate, put up a hand in the chat. I'm like a little bit of a germaphobe too, so you know. Okay, let's take. Oh no, don't be stuck to the plate. Okay, I'm so starving, you guys. Okay, so I'll show you a little bit better closer up. I don't know if the lighting's like pretty bad in here. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty dark. We're in Canada. It is 7:45 in the end of October, and it gets dark now here, especially in Ontario. It gets darker earlier. In Alberta, y'all, it's probably still light outside at 7:45. Okay, but it was snowing there like over the weekend, so, and it was like 20 something degrees here the past few days, so I'm not complaining. Okay, sauce. I got a little hole in here, but I like to just drench it in the sauce. Uh-oh. So freaking good. Like, it's a little peanutty. It's super garlicky. It's a little spicy. Honestly, so freaking good, y'all. Like, I cannot. And then instead of dipping, I always just drizzle it inside after the first dip. It busts open. My cucumbers aren't too warm. They survived being stuck in the middle. But I'm starving. As you could probably tell by the way I'm dancing after I'm eating, because you know, when we're starving and we start eating something delicious, it's like you gotta just let it go. So thank you. I will put in the description the details. I will link the other videos, the shorts, of me making this. It might probably after I'm done eating though, so I'm gonna figure out if this is gonna post horizontally, vertically. I have no idea how this is gonna post. I guess we'll find out. But, and I hope you enjoyed my thumbnail, because it was a struggle and I should have just took a dang thumbnail before. On my Instagram story I took this nice little cute picture with a filter and everything, but I should have saved the photo before I put the text all over it. So I don't know what I'm gonna do for the thumbnail that is right now is really stupid, but it's fine. Maybe I can take a screenshot or something from this live. I honestly don't know. I've never done this before. But if you enjoyed this, I can plan to do this more often. We can make something together. Give me suggestions on a time or what days, like whatever. I know I've put some polls up before in my community tab, whatever. So I am working on a video, y'all. I have I believe it's a Marry Me Tofu video. It's filmed and everything. I just have to edit it, and it's just taking me forever to edit. That's why I was like, let me go live. Let me make something with you guys and see how it goes. And I will get that video up eventually. The Marry Me tofu recipe is really, really good. And I don't want to hold down on you guys. But I'm trying to get back into the shorts, so back into the baking, back into the recipes. So we're doing that. And I hope y'all enjoyed watching me make this or whatever. Making it with me, probably not. But next time I go live, I'll plan to put something out saying I'm going live on this day or whatever, so you can actually plan ahead. And with that, that will be the end of this video. So hope you enjoy, hope you follow along, let me know what you thought and comment down below. And I don't know how to end the live. So I'm gonna Clay, help. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.